Well, I just want to say thank you, though, for the opportunity. And I'm running simply because I've been in local government for 5.5 years, and I understand how hard it's been for the small towns in the district and throughout Massachusetts. And I have a vested interest in what happens in the state. I have 3 children, and they all go to public schools. And the economic climate right now has been very difficult to maintain those services. So I have that municipal finance experience. I understand the importance of state aid, Chapter 70 money into our towns. I know where that goes. I know the laws that govern them. And I think it's going to take a lot of advocacy and a practical voice with knowledge behind it on Beacon Hill to make a difference for these towns.
Well, I first just lay out the obvious differences if they don't know us. I've got the background of the business experience of 20 years. She's on the school committee. I just lay that out as those are the differences. I point out, because she's been reshaping herself towards the center. It's become very obvious in debates that while being out on Blue Mass Group and that and Left and Lowell, a proud progressive ready to drive that agenda, now she's talking a lot more about being independent-minded and fiscally responsible. So I point out some of the realities of, independent doesn't just mean that you agreed with some people on the school committee who happen to be Republicans. It's more about, we look at the people understand that independence to be more, where are you on the political spectrum? I point out my background and heritage as a lifelong independent, not involved in partisan politics all my life.
Completely not true. I've noticed my opponent enjoys labeling, and he has tried to paint me as a real progressive liberal, he always says. And, I have nearly 6 years of public service. People know where I come from. Yes, I'm pro-choice. Yes, I believe gay marriage is for true equality. That's the way it needs to be. So if that makes me a liberal, then okay. I have demonstrated very fiscal conservatism in my public office. Well, I've been asked this a lot, and I've asked people who are there, how do you get things done? And it's actually, the simplest answer is it's all about math. Bills get passed when you have enough people voting for them. And building coalitions, I know Jamie Eldridge started the Suburban Coalition legislators, and we are out here, 495 belt and beyond, dealing with very similar issues, and getting all of those people together in order to push things through to benefit the small communities out here is vital. So even though I personally won't be chair of a committee, I can still work with others to build up that coalition to get things done.
Myself or my opponent, we go in, we're rookies. We're at the bottom of the totem pole. However, you're at the bottom of 141, your opportunity, as Jen would, your opportunity to get on the key committees is going to be even less. Out of necessity on the Republican side, because there are so few, they're at least going to get a seat at these tables, a seat at the table at some of the more important committees. Now, that obviously doesn't alleviate the problem that we have a minority, but when you're at the table, and the other thing that's starting to play now is that we're going to have to make real serious top-to-bottom review with the cuts that are going to have to come in the reform. So in a way, as I talked about recently in a press release, I'm going to be an ally of the governor in that. I know how to do the types of things he needs to do because we do it in business every day. So.